So synthesizers are one of the great instruments of our age. They vary as individuals to arguably a greater extent than any other instrument. Being a master of one synth doesn't necessarily make you a master of all, but there are certain common themes that recur. Most TVs in the last 20 years utilize similar systems of menus and submenus. So when you encounter a new one, you probably still have a good idea of how to adjust the color settings, even though you've never encountered that particular TV before. Likewise with synthesizers, when concepts are understood on a theoretical level as opposed to just a practical level, you can pick up a new one and learn it very, very quickly. This is more important than just knowing the contextual results. And now that we've gone through a ton of examples of principles in action, you'll be able to quickly figure out what's happening and why when you hear certain types of sounds. When you encounter a new instrument, remember what you know from all the other ones that you've worked with. An oscillator is an oscillator and a filter is a filter at the end of the day, and each provides roughly the same function in every synth, so no matter what you encounter, you should be able to transpose your existing knowledge over to aid in your sound design. Make sure and set yourself time to experiment. Getting predictable results quickly is obviously key to being a good music producer, but with that in mind, some of the best results that you're ever going to come up with, you'll encounter just from messing around with things. You'll need to sift through a lot of mud to find the gold, but you'll learn on the way, and this is invaluable. So perhaps most importantly, find your own sound. I've had no end of questions over the years from people who want to find out how to produce very specific sounds. And this can be a very frustrating question to answer, as it can be, at points, nearly impossible to figure that out. General ballpark? Sure, absolutely. Any experienced sound designer can do that. But an exact replication of a specific sound? That can be a lot harder, if not impossible. So my answer to these questions a lot of the time is another question. Why do you want to produce that exact sound? Are you going to do a cover of an existing tune? If you simply want to mimic what already exists out there in the world, there are preset packs that can let you do that, and that's perhaps a good route for you. To truly develop as an artist, you need to recognize that the destination is not as important as the journey. In my mind, the journey is the destination. Setting yourself an end goal of producing one specific sound can be an intensely frustrating experience, both emotionally and actually artistically. It can impede your ability to recognize the millions of possibilities that exist at any one point as you move towards creating the sound that you're after, and it can actually prevent you from defining your own personal sonic palette as a producer. All of the example sounds that I've created in this series are really great starting points for different sounds. Customize them, apply the principles that we've talked about, and generally mess around with them and deconstruct them. I highly encourage rewatching the practical videos because there's a lot going on there, and you can see a lot of what actually happens when you design a sound from the ground up. So thank you for joining me in this course. It's been a huge body of work to produce, but I know it's going to help you become better at what you do. So internalize the concepts and make some amazing noise.